Hey y'all, welcome back. So Tree Accessory, your digital design coach for YouTube and e-commerce platforms. All right, today I want to talk about how your friends they keeping you broke. Your friends they keeping you stuck. Um, and it's not really just your friends. We're not gonna like just solely focus on the friend aspect because it's all got to do with you at the end of the day. So, as a digital design coach, yes, I'm coaching y'all on your YouTube and laying it out, knowing the message that you want to convey on your YouTube channel, but also the message that you want to convey over on your e-commerce, which is there for your website where you want to sell things or you want to showcase yourself, make a portfolio, things of that nature, and like really establish yourself as the brand that you are, Aligned by Design, because you are a brand. Okay. So, just in case y'all don't know, I did self publish my own coloring book. It is Aligned by Design, Affirmations for Creatives and Entrepreneurial Spirits. Those pictures behind me are within this coloring book. And truth be told, if you're watching my channel and you've been enjoying my videos, then there is a part of you that feels like you want to branch off and create your own and make your own stamp and make your own mark. Okay. So let's get on with this video, y'all, because this is gonna be deep and this gonna really make you reflect. Okay. So I was out and about last night, I was outside, however, you know what I'm saying? And it dawned on me, and I was like, you know what? These prices really are going up. Like, it dawned on me. Like, I had shifted over to where I buy certain stuff so it doesn't feel as costly. But then when I go back to the places where, I would buy like my groceries and stuff, I'm like, what? Right? So not even the grocery store. So I was out and about, how they have like food vendors, food trucks, and stuff of that nature. So I'm looking at the menus of all these different places, and all the food is saying $17 and up or 15 and up, right? And I'm like, whoa, okay, right? So then it had me thinking. I then before I get into that, then I had watched this TikTok video, and she said the prices of Walgreens and CVS, like prescriptions, all of us who take like medicine and stuff, she's like, they're gonna be going higher on prescription medication. It don't matter if you got the same stuff, it's just the price is going up. And because everything is rising, that means you should be too. Because everything else is rising, that means you should be too. Okay, so Aligned by Design is a term that is go back to your original design, go back to your natural gifts, and start displaying to the world what you can offer them. Okay, in turn helping them, right? You know how they say steward your gifts and serve other people and you'll get rewarded. Okay, so that's what Aligned by Design is, right? So it is you getting into your own frame, get into your own confidence, your own power, right? Because a lot of y'all have attached yourself to friends. And there is this thing where you have to outgrow your friends. You're going to outgrow your friends. And if you are outgrowing people in general, I feel like you got a calling on your name. If you are just outgrowing people in general, you have a calling on your name. Okay. Now, we okay, let me tell you something. So I just got done making videos about earlier this year, and we were talking about how the job market is drying up and how people were crying and screaming on TikTok talking about they can't find a job, they can't find a job. I literally just watched another video of this girl who said, "Oh, I've been trying to apply to Sonic or wherever, and McDonald's or something like that, and they not hiring, and these people will have hiring signs and they not really hiring." Okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all. I've said in another video that there's a Forbes article that says that the 9 to 5 is going to be extinct in the next 5 years. The 9 to 5 is going to be extinct in the next 5 years. So if there's no jobs, what are you going to do? And then we have Gen Z, right, who don't like going to work. Let me give you an example. So I went to a concert last night, and there was a Gen Z, and he was an usher. Y'all know what them ushers is? Them the folk that help you get to your seat. That's literally what ushers do. They help you get to your seat. So I go to the section. I followed where the section was, but I've never been in this venue before. Okay, I've never been in this venue before. And I show him my ticket, right? I show him my ticket. And he's like, "Oh," he just like points down there. And I'm like, "So you're not gonna show me like where the seat is?" So then he turns around. He goes down the steps and then points again. And I say, "Thank you." Like, I don't know how the letters go. You know how different venues, they got like some weird seat chart. Like, you would think that seat one will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll go straight. No, sometimes it be backwards. Sometimes the letters will start backwards or they'll start frontwards. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you go to concerts, like, that's my thing. I go to concerts a lot. So I don't know. So I'm like, I know it's down this section. You pointing is not, it ain't doing nothing for me, sir. So I was like, "So you're not gonna show me the seat?" Like, that's literally what you're getting paid for. And you can't show me where a seat is? Okay. Okay. Anyways, opportunities are shrinking smaller and smaller. Why you think they getting AI for everything? Because you have workers like that act like it's a big deal to just do the basic. Like, do the basic. Okay. Even if you don't want to be there, I get it. But just do the basic and ride with it. Like, how are you got this much attitude in a place where people turn up? Like, I don't get that. Like, you supposed don't if you work at a concert venue, wouldn't you be turned? I don't know. That was confusing to me. But anyhow, okay. So when you wait on your friends, let me get to this, y'all. When you wait on your friends, that means you are allowing people to think for you. You are allowing people to tell you when to move, how to move, where to go, and which way to turn. So let me give an example. So let's say we at a park and the park is huge and you don't know which way to go. Most of the time, y'all will go to your friends and try to see if y'all can figure it out. Then you'll actually go to a source who looks like they have the greater answer, right? Now, let me tell you this. Even though somebody may look like they have the greater answer, right? They look like they can be resourceful. They look like they can help you, right? They may appear to look that way, but you still have given that person the power to, is the word dismay? You have, right, let's just say dismay. You have given them the power to still dismay you or sway you in whatever direction they feel. So let's say you at the park and you like, oh, I want to get to such and such. Some is a specific place in the park, right? And you go to this person who look like they'll give you the right answer. Lo and behold, they could give you the wrong answer. Just like how you could go to Walmart and be like, oh, where is such and such? And then you'll get to an employee who don't give a dang and then make up something on the fly just to answer your question, and then you get dismayed, and that's not what you really want. Okay. And so this is where relying on yourself comes into play. Okay, because if you want to sit around in a circle and talk about nothing with your friends all day and talk about other people, what they wearing or how you perceive them, that's not doing anything for you. And then y'all come onto the internet and leave people comments that are off the rocker, and really you're revealing that you're off the rocker. Like I had a comment yesterday, right? But I appreciate the person who came in the comments and tried to defend for me. I appreciate that. I really do. Because I'm really somebody who just straightforward to the point. I don't try to talk much. If it take more energy than I'm willing to give out, I'm good on it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's just how I rock. And the way that I talk, the way that I speak is very, people will call it blunt, right? That's the term that they use. And that's the thing. People will use terms and have you think a certain way, have you move a certain way because they believe that. But you might have a different belief system than someone else. And then when you follow your friends around and whatever they think is cool or for you to fit in, you're going to be fitting into what? A deep hole? Because that's not where I'm trying to go, right? That's not where you're trying to go, right? So you can't constantly keep chasing validation because that validation is going to shift. This is why I keep talking about how I have learned to not seek other people's validation, because people's validation is going to shift and sway over time. People don't really like and love for that long. Oh, now I ain't trying to make y'all get all in your feelings, because that's not the point of this video. It's not to get you in your feelings and start thinking these type of things. No. The point of this video is to know that you can't build, right? If people are so worried about being seen or being looked at a certain way. I don't care anymore. I have reached the point where I don't care if I come across a certain way to certain people, right? I know who I am and I know my intention of the things that I say, right? And I say things respectfully, trust me. But if it stick and it punch and it twist and it flip your wig off, that don't got nothing to do with me. That's you. You know what I'm saying? That's whomever took it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's how you interpreted it. And people have different perspectives and they interpret it however they want to interpret it. Okay? So with that being said, let's say you tell your friend, oh, I really want to go here or there. Like, let's say this the whole, I'll just be watching friendship dynamics, right? I watch friendship dynamics and I even watch older people like dynamics. And I just be sitting there and I'm like, mm-mm. So let's say, for an example, you wanted to go, you know how you go to like a theme park or something and it's be like a roller coaster, and you rather, like, your temperament and your comfortability, you only want to ride this ride. But then it'll be somebody in a group that's like, oh no, you a ussy, oh no, you weak, that's a weak ride, ain't nobody riding that ride, that's weak, da, 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 da. And then they're like, no, we finna ride this ride. And then because you, according to that person, whoever that's supposed to be, you supposed to change your standard, your boundary, your comfortability for this person who says some extra ish that don't apply to you. They just want to appear that they're the superior one. I'm good. I'm good on it. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Some of y'all care about that. I don't care about that. I just reached a point where I don't care. Okay. So half of your circle is not about building. Half of your circle is just about being seen. They just want to be looked as the one who's the hierarchy, the one higher up. And I just learned that people look at people in hierarchies. I did not know that. So it's like I'm just like blown away by it. And I'm like, wow. And so when they were saying, like, some people, they be like, oh, you weak, oh, you this, oh, you that. Or like when people get into fights, they want to prove something. And it's just like, I'm not the person that feel like I gotta prove myself anymore. I don't, because like I said, people's love, people's likeness, people's care for you is temporary. Like, even when you make, I'm gonna be real, when you make your YouTube channel, people are gonna be very swayed, very shaky, very temporary. They might like your video this week, they don't like your video next week. They might be in the comments saying something cute to you in the next, and then they saying something weird in the next. Like, that's just how I view. Ah, man, I mean, I'm telling you, turning 30 has really will change your whole view about life and people itself. And losing family members will definitely make your eyes light up a lot different. Okay. So you keep telling yourself that you're gonna make a business. You keep telling yourself you about to post on the gram. So then you get ready, you get antsy, you post on the gram, you post on TikTok, you make a post on YouTube. Then you try to tell your friends, oh, I got this going, I got this going, I got this going. I don't tell nobody nothing. Nothing. If you find out, you find out. No, they say F around and find out. If you F around, and you find out, and you find I got a YouTube channel, it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't tell nobody nothing. Tell them for what? They're not gonna validate it. They're gonna have something to say. Right? They're gonna have something to say. You get to looking in people's comment sections, you gonna see what I'm talking about, right? Okay. And the whole sole reason of why you even told your friends in the first place is because you wanted their support. It's because you wanted their validation. It's because you want some clapping, cheering hands. If people have their own set of insecurities and their own set of obstacles, and it seems like you are in a different place than the other person, depending on their heart posture, they might clap for you. They might kind of clap for you. But then the human nature, they might turn jealous. They might stop talking to you after you announce that thing. You ever wonder why your friends act funny once you tell them something? Right. Don't tell nobody nothing. Okay? You got to make your moves for your own. And let me tell you something. You know how everybody be shouting, I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends. And I'll be like, good, great, good, great. It's fine to have associates. And like, I heard this one lady on TikTok say, it's good to build alliances or to know who you can go to for certain resources that you may not know of, right? And that's why you have coaches, you have mentors, and like resource facilities for you to go to in order for you to get the help and the assistance that you need, right? And a lot of times we have grown up thinking that asking for help is a bad thing, right? It makes us look inadequate. It makes us look like we dumb or um depending on somebody else makes you feel weary. Like people all have their different reasons why they don't go and ask for help and get the resources that they truly need. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, about that support part, so in my playlist, the Align by Design, Find Your Voice, Show Up and Get Paid series, which is the series that I help you guys talk through your posts and your e-commerce. Like, what are you going to post on your socials? How is it going to target your audience? How are you going to put forth their frustration? And then how are you going to solve their frustration with your products, your services, and your YouTube channel? Okay. So within that playlist, it's 12 videos long. So it's pace by pace by pace. And then when you're ready to work with me within that playlist, you will have my resources for you to start building your brand. It's only 4 steps. It's a bonus step if you want the YouTube confidence course. And then that first step is actually free. So if you want to start your design coaching with me with your YouTube channel and your e-commerce, the first tool is free. You just got to figure out who you're going to talk to, what is your audience, how are you going to convey the message, and of course all of that like deeper talk, like more detailed type of talk is within the playlist, okay? But video 4 is where I really talk about that stop seeking for validation. What do you do when like your videos isn't getting the traction that you want? What do you do when you're posting things but it's not getting the traction that you want? I'm gonna tell you something. I noticed I was watching Tony Gaskins, right? And Tony Gaskins said that he created a book at 19, I don't know, 18 or 19 or something. And he said he didn't get paid for that book until somewhere in his 20s. Just because you completed a project in this season don't mean that you're going to get the residuals, okay, or the pay in this season. You might get the harvest, you might get the residuals later on in the season. That don't mean what you doing ain't worth nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to come on here and clown folks because they only have so many subscribers. Okay, but YouTube is an evergreen platform. That's the difference between TikTok and Instagram. YouTube is an evergreen platform. So it's going to forever sit there and people have the chance to come and find your videos whenever. And so even if you do a live video, nobody's in your live right now. Okay, well, that's why they have live replay and that people are able to see your video later on. Stop thinking that your efforts are in vain. Your efforts are not in vain. And that's what that video is about. It's a very motivational video because once you start to build something, you think people are just going to swoop right in. No, they have to get a taste of what you are about. They got to get a feel first, right? And so When you first start building, it's going to be silent. But that's when the Lord tests if this is what you really want. He's going to test you in so many different ways. Okay? If this is what you really want, He's going to remove people out of your life. There's a reason when you get older, you lose friends, because it is time for you to take yourself serious. Okay? It's time for you to step into your confidence. Okay? And this is not just a money talk, it's a mindset talk. How do you look at people? Right? How do you even look at your friends? Do you look at your friends as real friends? Are your friends looking at you like a real friend? Right? Are they really cherishing y'all bond, or do they talk to you funny? Do they try to make you feel small? Do they try to make you feel little? Because the people that make you feel those things are the people who are internally feeling those things. Period. So just like the other day, I had made a video and I was talking about my last live. Y'all should go watch it. It's a really good video. And I was talking about how when you're a little girl, it's okay to be feminine. It's okay to be pretty and to dress yourself well. But it's like when you come into puberty, that gets thrown out the window. And then once you become an adult, you still have people nitpicking everything that you do, when supposedly we get this message that when we are an adult, we can make the choices that we want to. And then you'll have people saying, why are you wearing this, or why are you doing that? It, like, I just get to a point now that, like, you got to make decisions that's best for you. And sometimes making decisions best for you, and for you to make those decisions, you have to separate yourself from the crowd, right? Because when you're in a circle, think of this. This is a circle, right? And if you so loyal to a fault to your circle, you're enclosed. You're like this. This is your circle. And the more you hang around your circle, the circle get like this. What does that mean? You are less of an individual. This becomes a zero. You in a circle, right? But the closer you get to this circle, it's a zero. Because the more that your friends, quote, get to know you, that's when people start getting jealous. People can already be jealous just off the base of looking at you. But if they actually get to know you, that's probably why folk don't try to get to know folks, because they feel uncomfortable getting to know other people and they'd rather just keep it surface level. I don't know. Sometimes I really deep stuff, because I'm like, why do people be acting like, I don't know. Sometimes I question, why do people act a certain way, and I don't know. I be thinking about it, like, for real, for real. But anywho, it's about a mindset, okay? So your circle might care for you. Like, okay, I was watching this one video, y'all. I'm starting to watch these like psychological Machiavelli type of videos. If y'all know Machiavelli, definitely look it up. He talks about like psychology and like stoicism, stuff like that. Right? Like detachment, stoicism, and like how people like to play these mind games and stuff. So I've been watching that lately. And let me see. Yeah, so he said friends are just people who have mutual interests, and your friends might just reflect the same insecurities that you have, or reflect the same barriers that y'all have, and y'all come together and bond on the things that you lack, actually. That's what I've learned, is that people come together because they're lacking things. Oh my God. Did I say too much? Which could be seen as a bad thing, but it could also be seen as a good thing. But that's why they say you got to be with like-minded people, right? You got to be with like-minded people. And especially if you're trying to branch off and create something of your own, right? You need people who can really talk about these things, because a lot of people don't talk about real life. And that's what separates, I would say that's what separates me from people, is because you know how they say folk like small talk or whatever. I'm not a small talk girl. And then people will interpret that as I have an attitude. No, I just don't do small talk. Like, ask me a real question. Like, talk about something for real. Anyway, let me see. Right. So like you gotta get a group, not even a group. It's just you gotta get people who build. Get people who build around you. Don't get people who tear things apart around you. If they always playing triangulation games, get away from them. If they always trying to make you mad or see you upset, get away from them. That's not what you need, right? Because you can make, let me tell you something. Because you can make yourself mad. You can make yourself upset. You know that saying where they say I could do bad all by myself? Like literally. Like people have their own ways of thinking. And then sometimes your way of thinking could be detrimental. But if you got 5 friends who keep telling you what they think on a daily basis, stop letting people think for you. Okay? Stop letting people think for you. And that's why your confidence is shaky, because you is relying on other people to think for you. You are relying for other people to give you that validation. Oh, you look good today. Oh, you did a good job doing this. Oh, clap, clap, clap. This man, let me tell you something. I was at this little function, right? I was at this little function, and it was some kids, and they were playing like this hockey relay game or whatever. Okay, you know how usually when you go to like kids sporting events, and then the parents be sitting on the bleachers on the outside, and they usually just clapping because these are little small children. But oh, when you get older, you is not gonna hear no clapping. I'm trying to tell you, when you get older, it's the same thing of what I talked about in that last live. Is that when you get older, you start losing that support. You're going to lose support as you get older. That's just the name of the game. Like that's just what it is. You're going to lose support. And the people that are going to support you are those who just align to the message that you convey. So whatever message you convey onto your platform, your YouTube, your e-commerce, whatever messaging you have within the products that you sell or the services that you sell, you just got to be able to speak their language and know how you're going to remove that pain point and give them a solution. Okay. And the people who are really searching for that solution, those are the people that are going to support you because they believe in the mission that you have created. They believe in the solution that you are offering. Okay. So you have to know and believe that you are a solution, period. That's why people join together to, quote, have friendships, right? Because they lack something. Let me tell you something. Everybody lacks something. Everybody lacks something. It don't matter what they look like. Everybody is lacking something because nobody is perfect. Period. So when people are critiquing very nitpicky, it's something about you that they don't have. But because you have it, they're criticizing that very thing because they don't have it in themselves. It don't got nothing to do with you. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. So you can't let people drag you down by your pants leg because they want you to drown with them. What they say, misery loves company. And sometimes you just can't be everybody company, and everybody can't keep you company. And that's just the way that I view people. I know that some people can be, resourceful, kind, caring, however, but that only gonna last for so long. Then you gotta go around and find some new folk to help you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that, the way that I think, y'all, I feel like people can only help you in a certain sector at a certain time in a certain season. Okay. So with that being said, I am a digital design coach, right? For YouTube and e-commerce, helping you design it. Your layout for your YouTube, your layout for your e-commerce, what goes on it, how to speak to your audience. Of course, I have that all in the playlist. I talk more about that all throughout those 12 videos. Okay, I don't want to talk y'all heads off for too long because it's already a good little while. Okay, hold on 1 second because I got a little script at the ending of this video. But that's just how I see. Like, I view people as like everybody's still a child. That's how I view people now. Like, when I was younger, when I was younger, you seen adults as like, whoa, superior in a good light, in a different light, like they know so much. And I feel like it's different for Gen Z because Gen Z can peep how like adults are, and they can peep that like some adults, they're like children themselves, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what also where the respect factor is missing, because I had listened to this one video. It was like, I don't even know, it was random, but I was listening to it going into work, and the man was talking about how, what did he say? He was talking about how manners have like gone out the window. Oh, morality. That's what he was talking about. Morality has gone out the window, and how people are just taught to follow. People are just taught to follow directions. Like, yes, I was taught to follow directions too, but if the ish didn't make sense to me, I was like, now why would I do that? Like, I'm just one of them, like, okay, and why would I do that? And then when you question why people want things a certain way, then they feel like, and it's like, some people are not meant to be followers. They just not. Or they can follow you to a point and then it's done with, okay? Anyways, so if the people around you are comfortable being stuck, they would never push you to grow. And in this economy, you can't afford to be surrounded by comfort. Comfort gonna drown you down. Comfort is not gonna give you the income that you want, y'all. It's not. Staying stagnant and living life by default because that's where you feel comfortable. I'm telling you, comfort is gonna be your biggest enemy. You think folks is your biggest enemy? No, this comfort zone in your mind, in your brain, in your body, that's what's keeping you stagnant. That's what's keeping you stagnant. Yes, your friends, yes, your circle. But even if you do bad all by yourself, let's say you do bad all by yourself. Let's say you don't got no friends. Okay, well, you be staying in a comfort zone because you don't got no friends, right? Because you don't have other people, because you don't have no guidance, right? So you stay stuck in your comfort zone. And so I had to realize, like, dang, I got to get out of my comfort zone, right? And so I was like, you know what? I am going to use my gifts of web design and video editing and things of that nature that I've learned at an earlier stage in my life, in an earlier season. I was like, okay, let me come back to YouTube, make my second channel because I've been on YouTube before, okay? And I just start telling people like what all I have learned on YouTube, what all you can do, how to set it up, how to set up your e-commerce, your platform, know what needs to be on there. Because a lot of y'all make websites or platforms, the links don't work. You don't know how to do the links, you don't know how to do different things. So I'm like, okay, well, let's start pushing people to think outside of their 9 to 5 and start coming into position and into power. Okay, period. So I'm helping people who are done waiting, people who want to show up online, build their brand, and finally get paid for their skills. Exactly. You just want to get paid for your natural abilities or natural skills, things that you like to do, things you like to talk about. And if you've been saying, I want to start, but you don't know how, this is your sign. So, as your digital design coach, I help you find your voice. That means find what it is that you want to talk about online, find what it is that you want to, what people you want to serve through your products, your services. Okay, over on your e-commerce website. Okay, how to show up and position your skills, like how to show people that you know how to get them the solution that they need, but how to position it, like like how I position myself here on YouTube, and then you're being consistent with showing up and constantly talking about the topic and the woes that your target audience has, right? Showing up with clarity, knowing what it is that you're going to talk about throughout your channel, throughout your e-commerce. What are you going to offer your audience over on your e-commerce platform? All of this is in the playlist. So if y'all want me to go deeper on these topics, they're all in the playlist. That's why I have 12 videos, okay? And to set up your YouTube and e-commerce platform with intention. Everything has to be intentional in life. Like if you're stuck somewhere, it's because you're not being intentional enough. You're not being consistent enough. And sometimes I have to come back and tell myself, like, okay, like it's okay to give yourself grace and lean off of it. Come back. But come back though, right? Come back to it. So all this July, I'm gonna be helping y'all get to where y'all need to. The playlist is gonna be all set and done for. We got 6 videos already. This week I'm gonna have 3 videos. I'm probably gonna come back talk to y'all again, and then I have the other 3 videos. Then all 12 videos will be there in the playlist, and y'all can go ahead, do the template, find who your audience is. Of course, this is all in the playlist. So I don't want to reiterate stuff. But yeah, don't wait on no circle. Stop relying on your friends to tell you how to be, how to move, and things like that. And that's why with every tool that I give y'all so that y'all can start building your brand, it's for you to think. It's not for me to think. I just thought of the tools, right? That gives you step to step. So it's a step-by-step brand builder, right? But you are the one that's putting what it is that you want. It's time for you to sit down with yourself and figure out what it is that you want. Okay? So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't be stagnant in the inflation because we cannot afford it. If you stagnant on your income, if you stagnant on your friends, you stagnant in the circle, and you're not growing and branching to find new people, right? To help you grow, not necessarily using people, but it's a give and take. It's a mutual give and take. You feel what I'm saying? So I only help those who are getting started with their entrepreneurship. I don't help people after they've launched their YouTube or after they've launched their website. No. Okay, I only help people in the beginning. But if you have started your YouTube, you can definitely get the YouTube design critiques. That's when I go over your YouTube channel and I look like, okay, you missing this or you have this. This is great. Just like a little tweak of your channel and making sure you know the journey that you want to take people on with your channel, because that's basically what you're doing. You're taking folks on a journey throughout your channel. Okay. I'll see y'all in my next one. It's your girl, Sultry Accessory. If you want to work with me, definitely start watching the playlist. It is definitely a self-paced type of thing. But all July, if you want to work with me one-on-one and get that YouTube design critiques, as well as the e-commerce builder workshop, that's going to be happening this July. Okay. So make sure you get your template in and make sure you get the guidebook in. Okay. I'll see y'all. It's your girl, Sultry Accessory.